Once again, welcome all of you on my YouTube channel JNS Basic Zoology. Our today's topic is related to the cranial nerves of the Scoliodon. So, we know that in case of Scoliodon, there are having 10 pairs of cranial nerves. Totally, there are 10 pairs of cranial nerves in case of fish, in case of Scoliodon. We know that in case of human being, there are having 12 pairs of cranial nerves. But in case of Scoliodon, totally 10 pairs of cranial nerves are found, and this 10 pairs of cranial nerves gives the particular type of number, Roman number. By that number, we can determine the particular type of cranial nerves. So, the brain gives of 10 pairs of cranial nerves. Cranial nerves means the nerves which are directly arises from the brain, or the nerves which is having directly connection with the brain. That nerves are called as cranial nerves, and these cranial nerves having particular Roman number as well as name. So, with the help of the Roman number or the name, we can determine that which nerve are connected with which part of the body. Then, beside that 10 pairs of cranial nerves, there is having an additional pair of nerve. There is having an additional pair of nerve that is having a name terminal nerves. When we see the ventral side of the brain, we can found this terminal nerve. We can found clearly the terminal nerves, or we can detect terminal nerves when we see the ventral side of the brain. Terminal nerve is having a number 0. This terminal nerves get the 0 number because these nerves were discovered long after the other were already numbered. Other cranial nerves are already numbered, and then afterward this terminal nerves can be described, so get the 0 number. So, let us see one by one the different types of cranial nerves, their innervation and their numbers. So, the first cranial nerve which is having number 0, nerve number 0, terminal or pre-olfactory, which is having a name pre-olfactory or terminal. This is a nerve which is arising through the neuropore of the cerebrum and innervating the olfactory region, which is a sensory type of nerve. They are having basically 3 types of nerves: sensory, then motor and mixed. Mixed means which perform, or the nerves which is having some branches are sensory and some branches are motor in function. So, forming mixed type of nerve which perform both the functions, sensations which carry on the sensation and give the action, that is a motor action. So, first nerve 0 number, terminal or pre-olfactory is the name of that 0 number cranial nerves which are arising through the neuropore of the cerebrum and innervating the olfactory region which is a sensory. Then the first nerve which is having a name olfactory, nerve first having a name olfactory. This nerves arises, this pair of nerves arises from olfactory lobe, which is also sensory and carrying out the sensation of the smell. Nerve number second which is having a name optic nerve. This optic nerve, which is a thick and short nerve, arises from optic thalamus or the ventral side of diencephalon. We know that the diencephalon is a part of the forebrain. From that diencephalon, from the ventral side of the diencephalon, a pair of nerve arises which is having a name optic, arises from the optic thalamus particularly. This optic thalamus, when we see the ventral side of the brain, we can found ventral view of the brain, we can found there are having 2 pairs of such nerves which are called as optic nerves. Second nerve which are crossing with each other and forming a optic chiasma. Crossing of optic nerve which is called as optic chiasma, from that area of the diencephalon, these optic nerves are arises and which innervates the retina of the eye, which is sensory and having the relation with the sight formation in case of brain, in case of Scoliodon. Now, the third cranial nerve having a name oculomotor. This third cranial nerve, oculomotor, arises from ventral surface of midbrain. First two nerves are arises from the forebrain, and third and fourth cranial nerves are arises from the midbrain. So the nerve number third, which is having a name oculomotor, arises from the ventral surface of the midbrain and divides into four branches, which innervate the inferior, superior, and anterior recti muscles. We know that the movement of the eyeball takes place with the help of these muscles, having the name inferior, superior, anterior recti muscles and posterior recti muscle, and also inferior oblique muscle and superior oblique muscles. These are the different type of muscles which is having the connection with the eyeball, and the movement of the eyeball at various direction takes place with the help of these particular muscles. Out of that, this third oculomotor having the connection with the inferior, superior, and anterior recti muscles and inferior oblique muscles of the eyeball, and which gives the movement of the eyeball. Number fourth cranial nerves, having a name trochlear or pathetic. Cranial nerve number 4, pathetic or trochlear, arises dorsolateral from midbrain, arises from the dorsolateral side of the midbrain and supplies the superior oblique muscles of eye. Inferior oblique muscles of eye is innervated by the oculomotor, and superior oblique muscle of eye which innervated by the nerve number 4, trochlear, and which is also useful or help in the rotation or the movement of the eyeball. Now the cranial nerve number 5th, trigeminal. This trigeminal having 4 different branches, that is ophthalmicus superficialis, ophthalmicus profundus, maxillaris, and mandibularis. These are the 4 branches of the trigeminal. This trigeminal divided into 4 main branches. Out of that, this trigeminal is a mixed type of nerve arising from the anterolateral side of the medulla along medulla oblongata. So we must know that the cranial nerves number 5th to 10th arises from the medulla oblongata, which is a part of the hindbrain. So 5th or trigeminal nerves, which arises from the anterolateral side of the medulla and having 4 branches. In that first branch of the trigeminal is the ophthalmicus superficialis. This ophthalmicus superficialis is same nerve which is having the connection with the 7th same named cranial nerves. Ophthalmicus superficialis passes forward above the orbit. So in this diagram we can found this particular area is of the orbit. So this ophthalmicus superficialis passes forward above the orbit, and which is a sensory type of cranial nerves and supply skin of snout. This is about the first cranial nerves of the trigeminal, first branch of the trigeminal. Then 5th trigeminal having the second branch, that is called as ophthalmicus profundus. Ophthalmicus profundus, this passes forward along the inner surface of the eyeball. We can found here, this passes from the inner surface of the eyeball towards the anterior side, towards the anterior side, and ophthalmicus profundus passes forward along the inner surface of the eyeball to join the superficial ophthalmicus or ophthalmicus superficialis branch, which is also sensory and supply the dorsal skin of the snout. Third branch of trigeminal, that is the maxillaris. This maxillaris is a branch of the trigeminal or maxillaris. This maxillaris again divided into 2 branches, maxillaris superior and maxillaris inferior. Maxillaris superior extends from the floor of orbit, and it is also sensory and tactile, innervating the ventral skin of the snout. Maxillaris innervate the ventral skin of the snout. Maxillaris inferior. Maxillaris inferior supplies the skin of the posterior part of upper jaw. Maxillary region means upper jaw region. Maxillary is inferior, supplies the skin of posterior part of upper jaw. Now about the fourth branch of the trigeminal, which is having a name mandibularis. This mandibularis passes along the posterior wall of the orbit and supply the muscles of lower jaw. Mandibular regions means lower jaw region. This mandibularis passes along the posterior wall of the orbit to supply the muscles of lower jaw and related organs like tongue, gill region. It is a mixed type of nerve. Now nerve number 6 having a name abducens. So this abducens nerves arises from the ventral side of the medulla oblongata. When we see the ventral side of the medulla oblongata, that is the ventral side of the brain, we can found from the middle portion of this particular medulla oblongata, these pair of nerves are arises like this. That is called as abducens. It is a small nerves which cannot be found in this diagram, but when we see the ventral side of the brain, we can found this pair of abducens. It is a small, slender and motor nerve arising midventrally from medulla to innervate the posterior rectus muscles of eye, which is the remaining pair of rectus muscles. This is abducens having the connection with the posterior rectus muscles of the eye. Then nerve number 7, facial. This is also arises from the medulla oblongata and which is having the close association with the fifth cranial nerves, and it is both sensory and motor type of cranial nerve. This facial also having 4 branches: ophthalmicus superficialis, buccalis, palatineus and hyomandibularis or hyomandibular. These are the 4 branches of the 7th cranial nerves which is having the name facial. In that first branch, which is called as ophthalmicus superficialis, the same name we can found in the case of trigeminal 5th cranial nerves, ophthalmicus superficialis. As already mentioned, it is a large flattened nerve running forward along the upper border of the orbit with the similar named branch, that is the 5th trigeminal. It supplies the ampulla florenjini, which is found on the dorsal side of the snout. These are the small pores forming ampulla florenjini on the dorsal side of snout can be innervated with the help of ophthalmicus superficialis branch of the facial. Second branch of the facial, that is having a name buccalis. This buccalis is we can found on the floor of orbit and supply the infraorbital canal and associated organs of the ampulla of Lorentz. Then third branch of the facial, that is palatinus. This palatinus, which is running across the floor of the orbit and supplies the roof of buccal and pharyngeal cavity. Palatinus has the connection with the buccal and pharyngeal cavities. Fourth branch of the 7th cranial nerve, that is having a name facial, which is having the 4th branch called as hyomandibular. It runs along the posterior wall of the orbit and giving off 3 branches. This hyomandibular giving off 3 branches, that is hyodian, which is innervate to the throat region, mandibulus internus and mandibulus externus. Mandibulus internus, which innervate mucous membrane of the buccal floor, mandibulus externus having the connection with the mandibular canal. We can found now mandibulus internus, mandibulus externus. These are the branches of the hyomandibular. Now the 8th cranial nerves, auditory. 8th cranial nerves, auditory, which is a short and thick nerve arising from the medulla oblongata again and passing into auditory capsule to innervate the membranous labyrinth, which is a part of the auditory organ of the scoliodon. It is a sensory and conducting sound waves to brain or collect the sound waves. 9th cranial nerves, which is called as glossopharyngeal. It is a mixed nerve arising ventrolaterally from the medulla and it is having this Ninth, glossopharyngeal cranial nerves having 3 branches. Again, sub branches, the pretraumatic, posttraumatic, and pharyngeal. That is, this glossopharyngeal forming such a type of 3 branches. One which goes along the anterior side of the gill, that is called as pretraumatic. One which is arises from the posterior side of the gill, suppose this is a gill, that is called as posttraumatic, and one which is having the connection with the pharynx, that is called as pharyngeal. So glossopharyngeal having 3 branches: pretraumatic, posttraumatic, and pharyngeal. Pretraumatic running along the anterior border of the first gill, posttraumatic running along the posterior border of the same gill, and pharyngeal which is having the connection with the membrane of the pharynx. So the ninth glossopharyngeal having the connection with the first gill, connected with the first gill and divided into 3 sub branches. Now the last cranial nerve, number 10, which is called as vagus. Vagus is a 10th cranial nerve, and this vagus is a mixed type of cranial nerve, which is the largest cranial nerves, again divided into 3 branches: lateralis, visceralis, and branchialis. These are the branches of the vagus. So first, lateralis. So by the name we can now understand lateralis, it runs backward along the whole length of the fish under the lateral line canal and innervating the lateral line parts or the neuromost organs. Lateralis which innervates the lateral line canal. Visceralis which is having the connection to the visceral organ of the body, that is, it supplies the heart, digestive tract, digestive alimentary canals, and other visceral organs, that is the visceralis. So this is the branch we can now found in the diagram, visceralis. So 10th cranial nerve, vagus having 3 branches: lateralis, visceralis. Lateralis having the lateral line which is innervate lateral line canal, visceralis having the connection with the visceral organs. Now the third branch of the 10th cranial nerve, which is having a name branchialis. This branchialis again divided into, this branchialis having 4 in number, and again divided into 3 sub small branches. They are having 4 branchialis, and which is having the connection with the remaining 4 gill pouches, because the first gill is connected with the 10th cranial nerve, glossopharyngeal, and remaining 4 gills are innervated by the branch of vagus, that is branchialis. This when this branchialis come in contact with the gills or when approach to the gills, then this branchialis again divided into 3 branches, that is pretraumatic, posttraumatic, and pharyngeal. Pretraumatic which arises from the anterior side of the gill, posttraumatic which arises from the posterior side of the gill, and pharyngeal which is arises middle in position, and this pharyngeal lies connected with the mucous lining of the pharynx. So this is all about the cranial nerves of the Scoliodon. So thank you very much for watching this video.